Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell. Get updates. Really excited for today's beer. It's courtesy of Sean from Nerdsense, so thank you so much, Sean. Really appreciate it. It's actually, it's a beer that sounds delicious, but also it's kind of interesting to me, at least. So I had done, this is from Lickinghole Creek. I have done one beer from them that I thought was really bad, and it was a mango habanero brown ale. I think I got that right. And it had been aged for a long time, and it just wasn't what I want out of a beer. And I think if I remember correctly in that review, I had said, like, if you've ever had a beer from this brewery, let me know what you think. I don't think I was like going to necessarily like that beer, because those are things. Like mango salsa, I think is good. Maybe if like it was like mango and habanero and a sour. I don't know. I just like as much like spicy with mango and something again like a salsa curry. I don't know. With a brown ale, just wasn't. I don't think it was going to work for me, and it certainly didn't. And then Sean sent this off, and this definitely sounds up my alley. 11.7% ABV. It's called Heir Apparent. And it is an imperial stout with peppers, vanilla, and cinnamon. So kind of like a Mexican chocolate, which I'm a huge fan of. So this beer, since Sean sent it weeks ago, a month ago, I'm losing track of time in the quarantine, has been sitting right where my hand is, right off camera. So yeah, I'm a little surprised that it just did that. Should I clean it on camera? Okay. I remember which side the opening was to start pouring it. Okay. Oh yeah, duh. I haven't even opened it all the way yet. Okay. It's like floating on the top. I smell the pepper already. I smell a lot of pepper. A lot. And it's interesting. It's coming across about 50-50, just like green bell pepper, and then actual like spicy pepper. Does it say what kind of pepper? It just says peppers, plural. Imperial stout with complex caramel soul tempered by a chocolate and roasty undertone. Sweeter in style than Russian Imperial Stouts, only at 60 IBUs, but balanced by the heat of the whole peppers, vanilla beans, and cacao nibs. The heir apparent is ambitiously biding his time until he comes to power. His time will come. Sorry, between the font, the tininess of the letters, and the white on black is fine. So the front says peppers, vanilla, and cinnamon. The back says peppers, vanilla, and cacao nibs. So I'm assuming it has both cacao nibs and the cinnamon in it. All right. It's a dark brown color, and it's somewhat black, I guess, that center. And I've said that in many reviews before, but this one, I mean it completely. Like, it's very brown. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but except for like dead center, it's just a very dark brown ale, or dark brown color. Given the ABV and the style, I would have thought it'd be a hair darker. The head is white mocha. The head looks like I would think. So there you go. Let's get into a proper aroma. I mean, it's definitely that pepper thing, and it's not overly spicy in the aroma. Sometimes you have these pepper beers, and I mean, you really get the spice of it. For this, you really get the pepper, minus, and that's why I'm saying like the bell pepper. I mean, it's very much that. There's a soft roastiness. I could see like a chocolate thing, but again, I have to go to peppers. It almost smells like roasted peppers. But when you roast peppers, there's an added level of sweetness to the pepper, and I don't mean that part of it. I just mean the roasty, burnt part of the pepper. If you're like, doing that with a pepper, it's very culinary in aroma that way, and it's not very beer-like. And the other adjuncts I'm not getting. If I fight for a kiss of vanilla, see about the taste. Cheers. Well, I will say this: despite the foaming over when I started cracking it open, the beer not looking exactly at what I thought it would based on the ABV and the style, the taste is good. The Everything I said about the heat not being, like the spiciness not being in the aroma, you get. This is about exactly where I want the pepper heat in a beer like this. I'm super curious. That being said, as I drink it, typically what happens is that pepper compounds on my palate. It'll get like spicier and spicier, right? Right now, though, yeah, like this is like where I want it. So well done there for sure. I mean, and that's people have different preferences as for anything, but especially like what level of heat they like. I happen to like spicy things. For me, this is where I want it. So that's awesome. Oh man. So I'm glad I said everything I did about the aroma, just because that had set me, everything before I tasted it had set me up for, okay, I'm going to be disappointed by this brewery again. I get that chocolate. It's wonderful in here. It's not like Hershey, chocolate syrup. It's not quite like I happened to. I actually was going to review a different beer, then I saw this one. I'm like, no, I'll review this. So it was not my plan, but earlier today I actually had a very minimally processed chocolate bar with, I had like what was it, 90 something percent, cacao powder, and it's essentially just like smushed together into a bar. So it's about as pure to the original as maybe you could get. And it's not quite that level either, but it's closer to that, pure old school chocolate thing. So well done there. The vanilla and cinnamon, kind of like I said in aroma, if I fight for it, I could find a little bit of vanilla. I know, vanilla, please. Here I am. The cinnamon for my palate, I'm not getting. I would love that being upped. That being said, sometimes cinnamon can be a spicy, hot kind of a thing. Think of like Fireball or whatever. So maybe there is some cinnamon. It's coming through that way and just blending with the pepper too much for me to pick out right now. When I do things like this, I kind of try to think like if I was blind and didn't know I had cinnamon in it, do I taste it or not? And I would not, if I was doing this blind, say this beer has cinnamon in it, but I would definitely say this beer has pepper in it. It has either an addition of chocolate, cacao nibs, or it's just, from the roast of the malts was able to get that. Vanilla, if I was really pushing myself to try to think of adjuncts that I'm tasting, maybe, but probably not if I'm being honest. It's for the ABV and the style, it's a hair thin, I guess, as well. But it's not like watery or anything like that. So like, it's not really a knock, but it's also not like, it's not syrupy or anything like that. Depending on what you're looking for in a beer. hides the ABV very well. You know, some of the flavors are big. The chocolate and the pepper are big flavors, but you're not getting the alcohol as a big flavor, you know? So, again, trying to, you know, if I was doing this blind and didn't know it was a double digit, I probably would guess, and the color too would throw me off. I'd probably say something like 8.5%, you know? So, like, well done hiding the ABV. You know, I sometimes I get on these tears where I just feel like, oh, it's another beer I love, and I'm just, you know, here's what I taste, and it's so good, and the next one's the same thing, same thing, same thing. I'm really happy with this beer review because there are things that I would like different for my palate, and things that this hits perfectly for my palate. And I think this is just, hopefully for people watching, is like a good reminder, like, yeah, this dude doesn't like every single beer he drinks. But also it is pretty true to my character to try to find the good in things, you know. And in this one, it was not hard to find what is good and what I like about this beer. Overall, I'm happy with this beer. There's things like I would tweak, like I said, but yeah, I'm overall, you know, Lickinghole Creek. Not that they watch this. This is definitely much more my speed than that other one that I had done. So yeah, good beer. Thanks for saying it, Sean. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out Nerdsense. I'll link to them in the description box. Make sure you click over their channel and subscribe and watch their stuff. And I'm sure at the end I'll have a video of theirs you can click on as well. Maybe a link to their to subscribe to their channel. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check them out on Instagram Untapped. Snow Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, be open-minded with breweries that maybe you didn't like the first beer you had from them. Cheers.